Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at HBAR. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you are enjoying the content, smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video and leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. So we were talking about this last time that as long as we held this fourth wave support zone, that we could potentially look to rally back up here. But now we need to be careful because this is still possible that we have a 5 wave move here. But the way in which it was done it is very overlapping. So we need to just be careful because otherwise what we can just argue is that this whole move is a corrective structure and that we actually look to break down in a C wave still. So this is something we just need to keep an eye on. So we're going to talk about both the bullish and the bearish scenarios here. We're going to talk about this potential as this extending out here in this 5 wave move first. So within this move, what we're looking at is, let me just throw the extensions on. So this looks very complicated, but we'll go through it and sort of make it a bit easier to understand. Let me come into a smaller time frame in here. So basically what I've been looking at is there's subdivisions between these waves and the potential to actually extend out. So there's a few things that have to be met though within this requirement. We need to actually push up past this 0960. That would be the 1.618 of this move over here. So effectively that would be a zone we would be looking to push up into. So looking at the internals of the smaller count here, we can see we have this as a 1, 2, 3. So we're looking for this as a third into here with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into that point. So for as long as we hold this point with this 8 cent 17, we can potentially still look for this to play out. If we do drop down lower than this, it is less likely that we are following this structure and that actually we are potentially going to break down from here. So we're going to go over that potential as well. But effectively what I'm looking at is the potential that we're getting a fourth wave correction. So the target zone is still in this 0839 area. And that's where I'm sort of looking to target out as a fourth wave. So if we do move down into this zone, we can then argue that potentially we're setting up for this fifth wave to the upside. So the fifth wave target would be this zone here of this 951 to this 923. So that would be this red box area here. If we do get an additional fifth wave up here, what I'd be looking to do is actually revisit this zone again for another fourth wave. So this one here with the brackets, and then looking for this push up potentially into this zone here of this 994 to this 9960 zone, 9955 actually. Sorry, I had two labels there. 9955. So if we do maintain this zone here, we can potentially look for this successive 5 wave structure to play out, where we do get this extension and push to the upside. So these target zones are obviously just based off of fibs, so these can adjust, and if it does start to extend out, that these waves can push up and extend further than the zones that we have indicated here. So we need to just be careful of that fact. The structure is more important than the fib level. So effectively what we're looking for within this would be looking for this fourth wave to come in, then this fifth to the upside. Invalidation of this would come by crossing this 778 area, and then basically the lower range areas would also sort of invalidate. If we come down and we actually take this low of this 0677, we would have to look at this potentially then as a completed move, because it would invalidate the idea of having these subwaves playing out within this, where we get these additional fourths and fifths. Just out of, obviously this can change as the waves develop, but this could potentially mean a push up towards that 1157 to that 1074 range. But we have actually come into this fifth wave box area that we were looking for previously, though like I said before, sometimes we get extensions and these will push to the upside. So the 1-to-1 is at this 848. That's lining up with this previous structure here, so that often happens. If we start to break down deeper though here, then we'll have to talk about the more bearish count. But effectively, this could then look to push us up higher into this zone here. Like I said, towards this area of this 1074 to this 1157, though we need to cross this 0960 we fail to cross that and we start to break down and start taking out these wave one highs that we have here at 777 and then finally here at 750. This basically would invalidate this count, and like I said, taking out these lows. So for as long as we maintain this, we can still look for this progression. What we want to see, like I said, this 0817, if we start to break down below that, it becomes less likely that this is playing out. Though really we would only get invalidation by actually breaking down much deeper. So let's talk about so this would basically be looking to complete a 5-wave move, looking to have this extension playing out within here. And then from there, we would have to watch two things. So what we would need to then watch is to see whether actually we can count this as a wave structure on its own, where we get this 5-wave move, then we get this decline, and then we could actually look for this to extend out again. And what that would be looking for would be actually the potential that instead of counting it like we have here, um, that we can count this whole move into here potentially as a wave 1. This is a 2, and then we could get another 1, 2, and then look to start progressing up in a much more in a much more sort of vertical manner if this comes in. Like I said, it all depends on how the structure plays out. First goal is we want to cross this 960 and we want to maintain this zone, push up, maintain this zone, push up again, and then basically we'd be looking for um so these lines I got here, these red ones, is 0794 and the 0779. These two areas are key in the fact that if we do complete this third wave here, we cannot cross this wave 1. And once again, with this green wave count, we cannot cross this wave 1 once we complete this third wave here. What can happen sometimes, but the problem is I wouldn't, if it did happen in this scenario, it would become very unlikely because of the fact we've got so many 1-2s in a row. Um, but what can happen sometimes is we come up, we form, for instance, we might form this, we come back down for a deeper retracement, but then that becomes an extension within the wave 3 itself. So really only breaking the lows invalidates the extensions, but we don't really want to see them come back down into this zone. We'd want to see this start to progress quite strongly to the upside here, and we want to sort of see these higher targets come in here and maintaining this support zone, potentially coming back and retesting some of these high points. So the bearish way of looking at this, or would be looking at this rather as a corrective move. So basically, this is looking at the fact that it's not completed. We did also talk about the fact last time that we could be complete into this high, and that's looking at this as basically something like this. So this could still turn into a bullish structure. I've got this marked up as an ABC just for the time being, but we could see something like this play out where actually we have completed here. And if we do invalidate those, so if we drop back below this zone here of this 0667, this one would invalidate first, so 0677. Then we could actually be looking to complete a 5-wave structure to the downside. So this would be looking for the idea of having a C wave down into this orange box area, which is sitting at this 657 to this 0592. So we could actually come back and look to potentially retest this zone. This could fall short if it's a running flat, or alternatively, it could push through this zone and come past this A wave area. So the support zone we're looking for this is this 568 to this 434. If we do move into this zone, then we could look to potentially form this C wave to the upside or F wave 3, depending on how we want to count it. So I am still anticipating that we're going to get these additional legs here, but if we do invalidate, then effectively down here would be where I would be looking for the support. If, however, we lose this 0434, it becomes very unlikely then that we are still progressing within the structure, and we would have to argue that, like we've talked about before, that we could have a correction here where this 5 waves move is actually the end of the C wave, and then we actually look for another 5-wave move to the downside, looking to take out this low point and looking to push down one more time. So this is important now to see how this structure plays out. If we do get a 5-wave move here down like this, we'd have to be careful because like I said, we have come up into this typical fifth wave area. If we did form this and we faced rejection again on the way to the upside, it would be possible that we could actually start to break down for that deeper third wave, and then we actually look to break the lows. So we'll have to monitor this as it plays out. And then, yeah, basically the same idea with this. We can form a bigger structure here, but we need to see those waves come in. For as long as we stay above this line here of the 0622 and we continue to follow the bullish count, it is possible, like I said, that we could get that further little bit of extension here before this breaks down. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Always happy to hear from you. In the description below, you'll also find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff. We're happy to help you out with anything you may need. In the description, you'll also find affiliate links to both PrimeXBT and BYBIT, both great exchanges that we use regularly when we do our trading. Check them out. They already are great exchanges. And, if you use the affiliate links, you do help support the channel, and we do appreciate that. Everyone, have a great weekend. We'll see you in the next